Now to tie everything together, we will look at an implementation of the classic producer-consumer problem that uses the pthreads library. We will look at the source code section by section. In this first, for instance, section, this is the global scope where all of the different variables are defined. If you happen to get lost as I trace through this code, then please reference the source code link that's provided in the instructor's notes. So let's take a look at this. In this producer-consumer example, we have a shared buffer of size buffer size, and it happens to be 3. There are 3 also shared variables where num refers to the number of elements in the buffer, and then add and rem refer to the indices that point to the element in this buffer where we need to add the next element or to remove the next element from. For instance, if this is our shared buffer, initially all of these variables would be 0. When we add one element, that means that the total number of elements is 1. Adding new elements will have to happen in the next field in the buffer array. And removing an element still remains to be 0 because this is the element we need to remove. Adding a second element changes the values of these shared variables as follows. So the total number will be 2, and then new additions should be placed in the buffer of 2 element, and we still haven't removed anything. When we remove one element from the buffer, the x, that means that the total number of elements in the buffer is now 1. Still, the next available slot in the buffer that we can use to add an element is 2. And the slot that contains the next valid entry in the buffer that we should be removing next is 1, the y. So this illustrates how this buffer and these 3 shared variables are used to manage the producer-consumer data. These shared variables are used in conjunction with a mutex. And we use this mutex initializer statement that this basically automatically initializes the mutex. So it does the function of attribute init, essentially. And we're going to use 2 condition variables. One, c_cons, which will be used by the consumers. So the consumers will be waiting on this condition variable. And then the other one, c_prod, and this one will be used by the producers. The producers will be waiting on this variable. There are also 2 functions, 2 procedures, the producer operation that will be executed by our producer threads, and the consumer operation, and that will be executed by our consumer threads.